How's it going, everyone? Back again for another video. First things first, sorry I've been away. I've been really busy at the moment. I started a new job and I've pretty much haven't had any days off in about a month, so this has pretty much been my first day off in 4 weeks, so sorry I haven't really been making any videos, but yeah, that's the reason why. And yeah, I just figured I'd give you guys my thoughts, impressions, opinions. I should have done this ages ago on the PlayStation 5. So it's been out for about 6 months. I haven't had a PlayStation 5 for 6 months. I've had it for only about 3 months. But well, the one that I have right here, I did have one earlier, but I gave it away. I did the right thing, and so I've had a PlayStation 5 for about 3 months, but it's been out for 6 months, so I figured I'd give you guys my impressions on the PlayStation 5 and what I feel about it, the positives, the negatives, things like that, and just whether you guys, and I'm talking about people who don't have a PlayStation 5, whether if it is worth paying overs to get one at the moment right now in, what are we, in May. So, yeah, because over these past couple of weeks, months, it's getting really hard to find one of these things. Like, I think they said that the stock's completely run out, and it might be until the end of the year, maybe, that they start ramping it up. I hope that's not true. Like, I hope it comes back a bit more, but every time I go onto Twitter and see, like, the PlayStation 5, like, restocks of stores around where I live, like, literally, they'd show up, and then instantly they're gone, so it pretty much means that they've got next to no stock and people are picking them up instantly, so that means that they're running out of everything. And yeah, I figured I'd just give you guys my impressions on the PlayStation 5 and whether if it is worth to get it right now. So yeah, I'm mainly gonna talk about the positives. There's a lot of positives to talk about the PlayStation 5. It is, like, right off the bat, it is a massive upgrade compared to the base PlayStation 4 that I have right now. It is significantly better. So yeah, that's definitely it. There is some negatives though about the PlayStation 5, and I will get to them, but they're minor, and well, they're minor at the moment, but they might turn, I wouldn't say a little bit major, but there could be a problem later on. But anyway, I'm just going to discuss them. Nothing too serious, but yeah, definitely some things that are on my mind about the PlayStation 5 and a few minor problems that I have. But anyway, let's just get right into it. So first thing, I might as well just start with how the thing looks. Now, one thing about me, I honestly don't. When it comes to consoles, I honestly could not care how a certain console looks as long as it performs well. And yeah, like this thing definitely had a lot of it raised a lot of our eyebrows with the way it looked, with the sleek design and things like that. And I don't mind the way it looks. Like, don't get me wrong, it definitely looks weird. Like, it looks funny compared to the other PlayStations that we're used to, or Xboxes for that matter. But yeah, it looks strange. I kind of wish that they done a little bit of a better job. Like, it definitely looks a little bit, what's the word? Like, they just what can I say? Like, the top of it, you know how it has like the Sony logo on the bottom and it has like that little gap? I really wish they would get rid of that. I wish they could just, instead of doing like two little squares on the top, I know you can't really see me doing it, but I wish they would just cut that off altogether instead of leaving a massive gap between the black, you know, the black line in the middle, like where the PlayStation is, and those two little silver, whatever you want to call them, straps, whatever they are. I really wish they would just like get rid of that altogether. But overall, I don't mind the way this thing looks. It looks strange, don't get me wrong, but then again, I'm someone who don't really care. It could look like a fucking UFO for all I care, as long as it performs well, and this thing definitely does that. But yeah, definitely not one of their most pretty looking things. I'll give it to, I think the PlayStation 2 still holds down as one of the best looking consoles that they've ever made. But yeah, this thing, like I said, I don't really care, but it's not a big deal. But yeah, I just figured I'd talk about it. It looks strange, but it's alright. Next thing, I'll talk about the performance of it. Like I said, it is a massive upgrade compared to to the PlayStation 4 in terms of the graphics and the frame rates and the other stuff like the SSD and things like that. It is a significant upgrade compared to the PlayStation 4. So I might as well talk about the graphics. In terms of the graphics compared to the PlayStation 4 to the 5, and the leap between the 8th generation and the 9th generation, it is an upgrade. It looks really good. Like, I've only played a few games that were from the PlayStation 4 that have a PlayStation 5 version. I played Hitman 3, which looked great on the PlayStation 4. I thought it looked really good. It did look dated, but it looked good for what they done. But on the PlayStation 5, it looked absolutely amazing. The graphics and the technical abilities, like, everything just looked more crisper. The frame rate was better. Just everything about it just was a significant upgrade. And I played Control as well. I didn't play it on the PlayStation 4, but the PlayStation 5 version looks really good. So, yeah, just the games that I have played. I haven't played that many compared to what is out at the moment. But from what I have seen, the graphics are definitely a major upgrade. And I will say, from the 8th generation to the 9th generation, and what we have in terms of the technical abilities, it's early days right now. It looks good, but it isn't a significant upgrade comparing to what we've seen with comparing to the 5th generation to the 6th generation, and how it just looked like the graphics and the technical abilities were just unbelievable. And then from the 6th to the 7th, and how that went from standard definition to 8th definition. This upgrade at the moment is good, but it isn't amazing. I wouldn't consider it an earth-shattering, life-changing, leap from the consoles, the previous gen consoles. But it's still a great leap. But yeah, it's definitely not a major one compared to what we've seen over the past 20 years, and with the 5th and the 6th to the 7th to the 8th generation. But it's still really good, don't get me wrong. Before I forget, I might as well talk about the frame rates as well. I've only played a few games that have significantly improved the frame rates. Like, every single game that I've played, for the most part, has went up from 30 to 60 frames. With the PlayStation 4 games, like, there's been a few Sony exclusives that have definitely upgraded their frame rates, like Days Gone did, and that is a major upgrade compared to what we saw on the PlayStation 4. So that was really good. Like, I wish I didn't really play Days Gone on the PlayStation. I wish I waited and went for the PlayStation 5 version and played it then, because it is so good to play with 60 frames right there. And God of War as well, that definitely got an upgrade, and with the 60 frames, so that will definitely be really good. Hopefully the next God of War will be 60 frames as well, and it'll be really good to play as well. I only played a little bit of it, but yeah, significant upgrade there. And just recently, my favorite game of all time got a 60 frames upgrade, and yeah, The Last of Us 2. Sony just released, or Naughty Dog just released it, so I'm not going to say anything about the game, but yeah, it's a good thing that they've upped the frame rate there as well. I haven't played it. I haven't played it since it came out, but I'm pretty sure it'll be a pretty good upgrade as well. So it's definitely good that these games have had a major frame rate reduced, but also is the 120 frames per second. Now, I've got a monitor. I do not have an HDMI 2.1 monitor. I don't think they're quite out just yet. If they are, they're really expensive or anything. I've got just a standard HD, MI, just a 144 hertz 1080p 60 frames monitor. I know I should be getting a 4K one. When they come out, I'm getting one, or even a TV for that matter. But yeah, once they come out 4K 120 frames, I'm getting that. But regardless, with the 120 frames on the PlayStation 5, I've played Destiny 2 only because it had that feature, and oh man, it is so good. Oh man, I don't know. I can't believe I've waited this long to finally get something over 120 frames a second, because wow, oh my god, it is so good. If from someone who doesn't really play PC games and has been stuck with 30 frames, 60 frames, wow, fucking life-changing. Awesome. I can't wait to start playing games. in 120 frames, especially FPS, because it is such a significant upgrade. It is so good. I can't wait to see what I can do with better frame rates, see if I could definitely improve my game in terms of FPSs and stuff like that. Because yeah, definitely, I'm definitely looking forward to that because it is a significant upgrade and it is awesome. So yeah, definitely. I tried doing Fortnite as well, and I don't like Fortnite, but I tried to see if it would do it on this monitor, and it wouldn't do that. Only Destiny would, and from what I've seen, it was really good. So yeah, the 120 frames, two thumbs up from me. I'm looking forward to that on these next gen consoles. Excuse me, heartburn. Next, I figured I'd talk to you guys about the GUI, the SSD, and everything about the PlayStation 5 has. So I'll start with the GUI. Comparing to the PlayStation 4, it is really good. It is seamless. It is very easy to maneuver just between the games and the media and stuff like that. But yeah, the one thing that's really good about this is that it's pretty much instant. It snaps instantly. Like if you want to just go to the PlayStation store and type in whatever, it's pretty much just immediately. Just go there, just type in Resident Evil, stuff like that, and it's instant. Comparing to the PlayStation 4, where if you're typing something and it tend to like freeze, like it would stop like that, this thing doesn't have it. It is so good. It is so quick and instant that it is significant. It's a significant upgrade. And one thing about me is that when things start to freeze or stuff like that doesn't really, it doesn't really work, it really irritates me. So I'm very glad that this thing doesn't have that. So yeah, it's really quick, really seamless, and just really good in my opinion. So yeah, that's about it. So next thing, I might talk about the SSD and how quick it takes to load games, levels, stuff like that. So I'm just going to start with Hitman because it's one of the only PlayStation 5 games that I have. But from the first thing, it is really good. It is so quick, this SSD. It's really, really, really good. See, like that, you pretty much just, as soon as the game loads, it's practically ready to start, pretty much start up, to be honest. So yeah, let's just do a few levels really quick just to see how quick it is, and I'll just show you guys that it's a significant upgrade compared to the PlayStation 4 or any other SSD. But even though I have seen the comparisons between the Xbox Series X SSD, that's a tongue twister, Series X SSD, fucking these names, compared to the PlayStation 5, I think at the moment right now we'll give the edge to the Xbox SSD. It's definitely much quicker. I wouldn't say much quicker, but significantly quicker. So I want to see what would happen when we start finally putting our own SSDs into this PlayStation. We haven't really, I don't think we can do it just yet. Like, it's supposed to do a patch, but anyway, let's just watch how quick it is to load a level in this. Just look at the top bottom, how it says loading. And this is a major level that has to be loaded. Like Sapienza in this is massive. It usually took like a good minute for this thing to come up, but yeah, what was that? About 10 seconds. So yeah, it's a significant upgrade. The SSD, really good. I'm so glad that we finally have something like this to on the consoles, because yeah, it was some of these levels, like this thing on the PlayStation 4, it took forever. It took absolutely forever. And while I'm at it, I might as well talk about the main thing that I really like about the PlayStation 5, and that is it is so fucking quiet. It is so good, guys, not having to hear the 747 jumbo jet engine taking off in my room every single night trying to play a game, especially a heavily demanding game. Like, just listen to it. You can't hear it. It is so soft. Like like my PC is louder than my PlayStation 5. So yeah, it's so good, guys, that I finally don't have to worry about, having to, jump out of my house because the propellers of an engine's about to, blow up in my face because of that PlayStation 4 right there. So yeah, really good, guys, that we have something that's really silent. But there's something I want to talk to you guys later on as well about. It's just something that's kind of worrying me a little bit. And I will say, if you're, I've got the base, I've got the disc PlayStation 4, and the thing is, if you put a disc into the PlayStation 4, it tends to make it does tend to make like some noise randomly for some reason. As soon as you put in the disc, it makes a decent amount of noise. It only does it for a short period of time. It does it for about 20 seconds or stuff like that. Then it would stop, and then randomly it would make noise again for some reason. Like, I don't know if it needs to load on the disc or things like that. So this thing does make noise on the disc version. So that's something to keep in mind. But if you're someone who doesn't need to worry about getting a disc version, like you don't really care about the discs, or you don't really care about the 4K Blu-ray player, then I would get the non-disc version, due to the fact that it would make next to no noise, because it doesn't have to worry about the discs, reading the discs and stuff like that. But one thing about me is that, being that I'm in Australia, that it is a significant advantage for me to have a disc version and buy discs version compared to buying it on the PlayStation Store, because, like, just look at these prices, like $99 for $100, $100 for Mass Effect and stuff like that. If I went to Amazon, it'd be $78. It's cheaper for me to get a disc version compared to buying it digitally on the PlayStation 4. Like, think of it just like, yeah, seriously, like, like, wow, like something that takes a lot of money to manufacture it. It's cheaper for me to buy a disc version compared to buying it on the PlayStation Store. So yeah. So if you don't have to worry about getting a disc, if you don't worry about getting a disc, get the non-disc version. It's cheaper and significantly better, because I take it in other countries it'd probably be much cheaper or around the same price to buy the digital version rather than the disc version. But unlike here, it isn't. It's the other way around. It's backwards, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Next thing, I'm just going to talk about this. The DualSense. The DualSense controller. Now, what can I say about this controller? That hasn't really been said already. So, a lot of people have mixed opinions on this controller. Just the way how it looks, feels, the button layout, stuff like that. And what can I say? I don't mind this controller. I thought, picking this up for the first time, I thought to myself that this controller is not that bad. I didn't really have that much of an issue with, using this controller. Like, it didn't really set anything off in my brain where I'm thinking to myself that this controller is just not good. I'm not going to have a good time using this thing. But yeah, I thought this was I think this is a good controller. It's huge. It's for big hands, and I don't really have big hands. I have fairly small hands, to be honest. I wouldn't say small, but medium-sized hands. So I can use it no problem. So that's definitely a good thing. But yeah. Now, let's do the comparisons. Which one do I prefer using? All day, every day. The DualShock 4 is just, comparing to the two, it is such a better controller to use. Like, I'm holding it right now, and it feels so much better to use compared to the DualSense. Not saying that the DualSense is bad, but this thing is just, wow, it is so much easier to use. It feels so much better. It's like, I wouldn't say it's night and day difference, but it's definitely an upgrade. I wouldn't say an upgrade, but it's definitely just easier to use. Like, comparing to the two, like this thing, it seriously feels like, comparing to this, like it went out on a KFC binge, like went and got the 24 nuggets, 24 for 10 nuggets, and just absolutely went to town. It's the fat man's version of this. And yeah, I prefer the DualShock 4 over the 5, and I kind of wish that we could use this on PlayStation 5 games. You can only use this controller on the PlayStation 5 when you're playing PlayStation 4 games, and I kind of wish they would patch that in. Like, I kind of wish we could use this thing on PlayStation 5 games because it's just so much better to use, in my opinion. And mainly because I don't know why we can't use it on PlayStation 5 games. Like, comparing to the two, there is next to no difference between the controllers. Like, the button layout and everything like that is the same, except the adaptable triggers. That's the only thing that is different compared to the two controllers, and if that is the reason why we can't use the DualShock over the DualSense, then I've got a big problem with that, because the adaptable triggers, wow, a lot of people have already mentioned about these things, and what can I say that's different compared to it? Not much. The adaptable triggers are fucking awful. They are so bad to use. The fact that something is resisting me using these triggers and causing a delay, oh man, you don't understand how much that irritates me, that how much it rubs me the wrong way. It's like something in my brain just says that, nah, these are absolutely awful. So when you can, just get rid of that. Get rid of it. Just turn the setting off down low, because you are going to hate it like I do, like everyone else does. So yeah, I really hope that that's not the reason why we can't use the DualShock over the DualSense and PlayStation 5 games, because yeah, these triggers are awful. Like, I don't see any other difference compared to the two. And what was I going to say? Not much. I was going to, yeah, like I said, the adaptable triggers are just awful. Like, I wouldn't recommend them at all, and I really hope that we can patch in that fact that we can use the DualShock over the DualSense, because yeah, it's not really that good. But overall, this controller isn't that bad for the most part. Like, you can pick it up and use it, but comparing to the two, oh yeah, much better. The DualShock 4 over this thing, but it's still good. But yeah, it's just having just comparing to the two, definitely night and day difference. Now, while I'm here, I might as well get to the negatives of the PlayStation 5, and I'm going to start off right off the bat with the controller itself, and the fact that I have, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have as well, have started to notice that the buttons are starting to stick. As in, when you're picking up and playing it and you're trying to press the square button, my one is the square button. There's been a few times where it wouldn't respond, like the button would completely stick and it wouldn't clamp down when you're pressing it. You pretty much have to punch the thing for it to respond, and that is definitely a problem, guys, because I've only had this thing for 3 months and it's already starting to show that, hey, there are some problems with this thing, so that's not good at all. And I really hope that in the next designs they do fix this. I'm probably going to have to go and get some WD-40, the electrical stuff, and try and fix it, because yeah, I know for a fact that the other buttons compared to the square, the X, the triangle, the circle, are going to start doing it as well. So I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not really a fan of using like that WD-40, the electricals, even though it works on non-currents. I know for a fact as soon as I use it, it's going to break this thing. So not looking forward to that, but I have to, because these buttons are starting to stick, and that's not good at all. Another problem that I have, and I hope this is just a minor thing, but I was praising the PlayStation of it being so quiet before, and which it is really quiet. However, I've noticed a couple of weeks ago, I noticed that even without any discs, it would randomly start to just make a little bit of a decent amount of noise. Like it would start to sound like a fridge, it'd start to hum like an 80s 90s fridge, how from a distance you could hear that sound. So hopefully this isn't a bigger problem. Hopefully this is just a minor thing and it doesn't lead to anything more. But yeah, I'm a little bit worried that this might lead to something else, like there's something wrong with the fans or something in this PlayStation, because yeah, it's just making a little bit of noise, and yeah, I'm a little bit worried about it, but hopefully it's just minor. But yeah, this thing didn't have any discs, it wasn't reading anything, but it was still making noise, and Yeah, it wasn't that good. So yeah, that's another thing that I'm kind of worried about. Hopefully it's nothing, but still it's a little bit of a problem. And last but not least, something really small, like really minor, but I kind of wish that they would just just change the trophy system a little bit, like the layout of it. I prefer the PlayStation 4 trophy system. Like the UI, it was just so much more seamless. And now that I can't, it's a bit of annoyance that it's going from left to right instead of up to down, and you have to really squint to see what type of trophy that you have. Like it doesn't specifically tell you what trophy, like what type of trophy it is. Like it's a gold, like right here, how I've got the veteran uh trophy for that. On the PlayStation 4, it used to show us. It used to give us the. It used to, with the picture. It used to give us a gold, like it would show us that, hey, this is a gold trophy. But with this, it's just all the same. The only thing's difference is you see just the silver and the thing at the bottom, and you have to kind of squint down to see it. So yeah, this is just the small things, but I kind of wish they would fix that as well. So with those negatives, I might as well say, I might as well give this a bit of a positive. I forgot to mention it. I like the fact that we can see how many hours, you know, on our games that we have. Like it's really good that this is there too. It was on Steam, but I'm very glad that this is also there as well. So yeah, just a few negatives, and I'll leave it off with a positive. So yeah, that's just my review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. So but also, I forgot to mention the big question about the PlayStation 5. Should I get this thing right now? Should I pay overs to get a PlayStation 5 right now? In my honest opinion, guys, I would wait. I would wait for you to get this, to get a PlayStation 5, and specifically get it at retail price, because at the moment right now there isn't that really that much games to play on the PlayStation 5, like exclusive games. Like the only ones that I've really played is Destruction All Stars, which is an exclusive. Other than that, there isn't really that much. Like Hitman, like I just showed, it's a PlayStation 5 version, but you can play it on the PlayStation 4. Spider-Man Miles Morales as well, you can get that on the PlayStation 4. The other game that's exclusive is what, Dark Souls or Demon Souls. It's Demon Souls. If you're a fan of that, yeah, I'd probably go out of my way, but I'm not, and I don't. It's a Japanese game, so it's a bit of a niche market there. So if you're a fan of that, you can get it, but most people won't. So I wouldn't really worry about that as well. So just the fact that there isn't really that much games to play in terms of new PlayStation 5 games, I would just wait. I would just wait for it, guys. However, where is it? Where are we? PlayStation Plus. If you haven't played any of these games, then you might want to consider getting a PlayStation 5 soon, a little bit sooner rather than later, because like I said, Days Gone has 60 frames per second, and God of War as well, and they are such a significant upgrades. So if you haven't really played those games, or any of these games for that matter, then hey, you could probably go out and try and get a PlayStation 5. But even then, I still wouldn't recommend it. I would just wait, guys. It's a great console, don't get me wrong, but wait for it. Wait for some more games to come out. Like I know there's a few other games like Returnal, and that game I haven't played it, but I heard it was a mixed bag. And Resident Evil Village is just out, and I'm pretty sure you can get it on the PlayStation 4 or any of that. Same with the Mass Effect trilogy, I think, as well. So yeah, I would just wait around. I'd honestly just wait for a PlayStation 5. Like the only reason I got it is because of Destruction All Stars, which was a good game, but it's practically dead now because no one's playing it, because it's only exclusive for the PlayStation 5. So yeah, they definitely stuffed up there. And yeah, I would honestly wait. I know for a fact, I know guys, like when people who play video games or any other hobby for that matter, the fact that there is something newer out and you can't really, access it because for no fault of your own, due to the fact that there's less, the manufacturing has been a bit of a problem due to the coronavirus, and you can't really get a PlayStation 5 and that's really rubbing you the wrong way. Like there's something in your brain that says, hey, I really got to get this thing and I don't care how I get it. It's kind of like an addiction, you know, stuff like that. So I know I know that feeling, guys. Like I have it too. The fact that I don't have something and I must go get it. But honestly, guys, I would wait for this thing. I'd wait a couple of months and so you don't have to pay overs for this thing. Get it at retail price and then you'll be much more happy because then you'll have more games to play and stuff like that. So yeah, I would wait for a PlayStation 5, but it's still a great console, like really good, but I would wait for it. So yeah, that's my review for today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and let me know what you think if you've got a PlayStation 5 or not. Any questions, just leave them in the comments section. I should be able to answer them for you. And yeah, I'm going to hit the road, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Okay, bye.